All right, we're back with a brand new Let's Back to This podcast. It is Thursday, March 7th, year of our Lord 2024. You got two of the three unwise men here. Big O, Leon Oliver, sitting alongside the man to my left, quite often my far left, Sky Too Hottie. How are you, sir?
Pretty good. Nice to see that you have your power working.
Well,
Hopefully that lasts.
pay the bill this week. That always helps. And a day late and a dollar short, as always. One Chris Green, who looks like a Oompa Loompa.
I'm right on time.
Why do you
Made
look
it
like
before the 1 minute time.
yeah? Why do you look like a homeless Steve-O?
Because I might be.
Right.
You gonna take me in?
What's that?
I said, are you gonna take me in?
Hey, as long as the
Hey,
rent clears. As long as the rent check clears. All right, gentlemen, how are we all doing this afternoon or evening or whatever you want to say?
Not bad. Long day of work.
It's March.
Did you have to supersize a lot of orders when you were at work today? Did they still do that? Or did you give a lot of ZJs?
What's a ZJ?
What is that, ZJ?
You can't afford it. All right. Well, we're here. Chris is queer. Get used to it. We're listening. You're locked in. Scotty mentioned it is March. This is the most unproductive month of the year for probably workplaces across the country. Scotty, were you gambling your life away today watching basketball?
No, I would never do that.
I have already had one parlay go into the toilet, thanks to good old Coastal Carolina losing by, I believe it was 14 when I had them plus 12.5 against those mighty Raging Cajuns of University of Louisiana Lafayette. So that's what you did.
So February was one of the best months I've ever had, and then the first 4 days of March was like a complete 180. But I'm 2-0 today. About to go 3-0 because Pepperdine was up 56-9 at halftime in the Pacific. I had Pepperdine minus 9.5. Have you ever seen a score like that in like teams in the same conference at halftime? I don't think I've ever seen that. Not in men's basketball, anyways. Yeah,
not in the men's game. I feel like South Carolina women has boat raced people like that before.
And UConn women used to do that. Yeah.
Tennessee back in the day too, but not in the men's game. What was it? 56-9.
Yeah, it was 58, but they had a buzzer beater and that got waved off. So it was 56-9.
You sure it wasn't Virginia football out there? Pacific does wear orange too.
Or basketball.
Well, 56. I'm just saying, if Virginia can get to 56, they're really happy about that.
I'm talking about the score. Virginia's been scoring 14 in the first half for like the last 3 weeks.
Yeah. I guess we'll start there before we get into we got the blue blood battle. Say that 5 times fast with Duke and Carolina on Saturday. But Chris, what the hell has gone wrong with Virginia?
I don't know. Probably I haven't seen a whole lot because I've been working, but I'm assuming they're taking too many threes, not getting to the basket. Defense isn't as good as it has been in years past. Can't get open shots. Can't create off the dribble. So Beekman's not getting the spaces where he can make plays. So
it's an amalgamation of bad in Charlottesville right now. And that team is really young, one of Tony's youngest teams. And obviously they like to take defense and turn that to offense. And you haven't seen as much of that this year. And Scotty, your Virginia Tech Hokies, they have Notre Dame on Saturday. No chance for them of a NCAA tournament unless they win the whole damn thing.
Right.
And then NC State, of course. By the way, I don't know who NC State pissed off to have to play Carolina and Duke separated by what was it? Play them on one on Saturday and one on Monday. But yeah, that's just not good. State 9-10, 17-13. They're at Pitt on Saturday. And what may be the last ACC regular season game for Kevin Keats, we don't know. So yeah, all of our basketball programs suffering mightily right now.
Yeah.
No no good. And I don't think NC State has the money to fire Kevin Keatts. So, but that's a story for another day. All right. Well, Duke, Carolina, Saturday in that game's in Durham, right? Yes. In Durham.
I wish Ryan was here to hear you say they didn't have the money.
Well,
you have an argument about that, like on the show.
Yeah, well, you know, Ryan can easily afford that buyout himself, but he's been traveling the world. That's why he's not here right now. In fact, the last text I had from him, he has just crossed in to the Czech Republic now. So he's in Europe. He is alive. He is in Europe, and he's spending his money. And if he wants to break off a little bit of that to get rid of Kevin Keatts, I'm okay with that. We'll see. He's checking out the finest youth hostels in Prague, except he's not a youth, but he is quite hostile. So he's not that good.
We miss you, Ryan.
And we got a yes, we do. We got a comment here directed at Chris.
UVA live on defense. Chris, LOL, could not make open shots and have no chance against a team with a decent defense. Oh, he says lie. That means live and lie. One of those words that, you know.
They are spelled the same, Leon.
You're not wrong, Cubs.
Third grade education there. Thank you there, Cobby Boy. Anyone that insults Chris is a
Cobby Boy.
Yeah,
he's a UVA fan too, so don't let him fool you.
He's got a lovely family there too, and hopefully
he does have a lovely family.
Hopefully his children are not listening to this podcast because Lord knows they that's just not going to be good. All right. Well, Duke Carolina round 2 ACC championship or ACC regular season title on the line, 6:30 ESPN in Durham. First of all, is it just me or does this rivalry not have the same buzz that it once did, you know, maybe 10, 15. Hell, even when we were growing up 20 years ago, it just doesn't feel the same.
Well, there's no K who is Duke, and Roy's gone. It's Hubert Davis and John Shire. Nobody really gives a fuck about either one of them.
I guess we've learned that Hubert Davis can coach, though. I mean, obviously, after last year's debacle, there were Carolina fans that wanted to run him out of town on the rail. I think he's managed to figure some things out with that team. We'll see what Shire does. I still want to give him more time there. It's so hard, though, because these teams turn over completely pretty much each year.
That was another thing, is Duke just doesn't have any – they got Roach, and that's about it. Who's been there more than 2 years? So
how long is
2 years.
2 years, okay.
Yeah.
I was gonna say no college basketball rivalries really seem to be like what they were in the past. I guess probably because the high turnover, the one and dones, and all that.
Yeah, with conference realignment and the one and dones, it's nothing like Georgetown, Syracuse. I mean, they're not in the same league anymore.
Yeah.
Kansas State, not the same. I mean, like, it just doesn't have that pizzazz. I mean, even NC State sucks. So, I mean, even NC State and Carolina this year, or NC State and Duke, on Monday night when State played Duke, there was as many blue shirts that I've ever seen in PNC Arena. And that's usually the game you can always count on State fans and the team as a whole to get up for. They're usually good to stun Duke or play Duke really good at home. And it just wasn't there. It was just like laissez-faire. I don't know. Is that something broken in college basketball? Like the fact that we don't have these like deep-rooted rivalries that we used to?
I think part of it is the transfer portal. You don't have those rivalries, like kids playing crosstown rivals from high school coming in and playing for two different schools anymore. So the hatred is not there. Everybody can go wherever they want. They don't get a fair shake in their mind. They dip out and go to another program. So I think that has a lot to do with it too. But back to Hubert Davis, addition by subtraction, they got rid of probably their biggest headache, probably one of the more talented players on the team, taking a trip out to Arizona. But we all know the story with him and RJ Davis. So
Allegedly.
But
hey, Caleb having not a bad year out in Arizona, and I had heard some people refer to him as a Tar Heel for life. still. So I guess he's in that clan still. I don't know if they're going to run his, those in-game billboards that they do with Tar Heel for Life, whatever. They're the Smith Center. I don't know if he's going to get one of those in a few years, but apparently Carolina fans still embrace him as one of their own, especially after he took the Wildcats in the Durham and beat Duke. That always will ingratiate them with those evil people in Carolina blue. So, yeah. All right.
But yeah, rivalries. It's basketball is going to be hard to keep the rivalries going. It's not the same as football where you got to stay for 3 years.
Just the whole basketball environment is different now anyways. Guys are more friends. You don't see as many like scuffles. I mean, we've seen a couple the last week or so, but yeah, it's just a whole different generation, I guess.
Yeah. I was listening to a podcast with Scott Wood, used to play at NC State, and he was talking about, how he's got all these records like games played and all this stuff at State. They'll never be touched because no one's going to love that school the way he loved that school that played there for 4 years. You look at Rob Dillingham, the performance, what was it, 32 he had off the bench last night for Kentucky. That was a guy that was supposed to be going to Raleigh, to NC State. NIL and Kentucky's deep pockets come in at the last minute, and, he's bleeding Kentucky blue, and that's the difference. Whereas before you'd have a guy like that would stay 3-4 years. Imagine like Ralph Sampson and Patrick Ewing in the NIL era. We would never see like those great battles over the years that we saw between them. Also, this makes Duke more likable, which I don't like either, because Duke, these guys are there for a year and then they leave, but we don't have an opportunity to thoroughly develop a hate like we did for Reddick and Leitner, and I didn't like Cherokee Parks. Like all these guys that were there for a little bit, we don't have that chance to like thoroughly hate them because they're there for a cup of coffee and gone. What, Kyrie played 11 games at Duke?
Yeah, but he's not the typical Duke hate guy. Roach is that guy.
Yeah.
Roach is a tryhard who's not spectacular at basketball, but he plays really hard, and he's just annoying to watch. He's like a Greg Paulus or one of those in that genre of basketball player.
Philip Kowski, if he came back next year, everybody would hate him.
The flops, the whining, the trying to assault a Wake Forest student that's on the floor, and then crying about your was
he almost dies on the floor, and then the next game he's doing like a dunk that would have won the NBA dunk contest this year.
We don't have to talk about that.
He's a less dirty Grayson Allen. Oh yeah, we totally forgot about Grayson Allen. Ted Cruz is a love child. Have you ever seen Ted Cruz, the Zodiac Killer, and Grayson Allen in the same room?
The hell of a family tree.
I'm just saying, they're the same guy. You can look at it like, remember that picture of Brock Purdy and Lee Harvey Oswald? Look the exact fucking same. That's Ted Cruz, Zodiac Killer, and Grayson Allen. Somewhere along the way, that was family connections. Maybe on the boat over from Sicily. I don't know. I'm just going to say that they're Sicilian. I don't know. Maybe, but it's across them.
Ted Cruz Cuban?
Cuban by way of Sicily. Same difference.
That might be racist.
Thank you. I'm sure there's a Cuban mafia, right?
Yeah, I'm not going there.
This brings me to a fun video that I saw on Instagram the other day of Fidel Castro playing basketball.
Really?
Yeah, dog shit. Absolute dog shit.
I thought he'd be smooth with the J.
No.
Was anybody playing defense?
He looked like Khabib playing basketball.
Maybe that count.
You know my favorite thing is, have you ever seen those videos of Putin like playing hockey? Like he'll dress in like the KHL All-Star game, and it's like, oh, he had 7 goals.
Everybody moved out of the way.
Yeah. Who the hell? Who's going to spear Putin? You know what I mean? Like your whole family is like in a Siberian cage being waterboarded, with like a fucking reincarnated saber-toothed tiger nipping at your ankles for spearing that guy. No one's doing that. What's more bullshit? Putin as a hockey player or all the hole-in-ones? What was it, Kim Jong-il or Kim Jong-un? Didn't one of them have like 18 holes in one and around the
Tim
golf?
Jong-un, yeah.
Yeah, and he never played again because he perfected the game.
Yeah.
His live tour is offering him a lot of money right now, so I don't know. We'll see. All right, let's get to Duke and Carolina here. Saturday night, ACC title on the line. Scotty, you're the degenerate gambler. I know this is not part of our betting picks for this week, but what are your thoughts? If you had to lay some money down on this game, where are you going?
I'll have to see the line first, obviously, but I'm probably going to go with Duke. Just the last game of the season. They're at home. They got the revenge factor. Both teams are playing well right now. But UNC won the game in Chapel Hill. And, I just think the Duke home court and, just the home court and them getting revenge. And, it's hard to win at Duke. It's hard to beat Duke twice in 1 year. I'll probably go Duke.
Okay. I think it was the last time I saw the spread as I'm trying to pull this up. If one of you guys can get that pulled up because my phone is not cooperating with me.
I didn't know they had numbers for it yet.
Yeah, I saw it.
I don't think they do.
I saw it on one of the smaller betting sites had it because I almost put it in earlier today. I don't think the money line was out, but I believe the spread was. And I forget what it was. But I'll piggyback off of you here. I'm going to actually go with Carolina. As much as I hate them, I think they're more complete than Duke is right now. I haven't not been impressed with Duke really like all year. They just don't look like a typical Duke team. They don't look like a team that if they make it to the Sweet 16 this year, I feel like that would be a big accomplishment for this team. And that's not a standard that you have in Durham. I look at this Carolina team, and as much as it pains me to say there's enough talent on that team that they can make a run to the national championship game. It depends on where they fall in the bracket. And I really like Harrison Ingram. As much as it pains me to say that with him being a Tar Heel, I really like his game and the way he plays. Armando Bacot finally had his senior day, his second senior day the other day. He's finally out of it. This is his last career regular season ACC game. He was originally here with Stackhouse and Carter and all those guys. He was originally there then. He's still there now. This is his last regular season game. Go with God, Armando Bacot. But Elliot Cadeau, too, I think when he's on and he's handling the ball well, not turning it over, that offense runs through them, and the way they can get up and down the floor, it's a dangerous team. And so I don't have the numbers in front of me what the spread is right now, but I would take Carolina money line in Durham to get the sweep there.
Yeah, I got futures on both teams. I think Duke's been playing a lot better lately. So they might be that team that's peaking at the right time. But I went on FanDuel. I thought I found the line, and it was Duke plus 1.5, but that's for football. So they already got the football lines out. But I do not see a basketball line.
Football line is already out?
Yeah. UNC at Duke. UNC is minus 1.5.
Manny Diaz is
all over that.
Manny Diaz is Duke Blue Devils, baby. Catch the fever. Let's go. I'll be excited for that.
On ESPN, they got Duke. ESPN Analytics, they have a 70.6% chance to win. So they're averaging about the same, 81.5 for North Carolina, 80.2 for Duke. Giving up around 70 for UNC, 67 for Duke. So it'll be a tough matchup. I'm going Duke.
Going Duke, okay. And Scott, you went Duke as well?
Yeah, at home court.
God, so I just feel dirty. I picked Carolina, and I'm all by my lonesome.
I mean, I like UNC much better, but yeah, just the situation. Got to go with Duke.
All right. Are we making the trip to DC for the ACC tournament? Are we making the cannonball run? No. Maybe next year we can get credentialed. I can slip the right person.
Yeah, we're already going up there for the first round of the tournament. So
very true. If you find yourself in the greater DC area, you would like to drink beers with us and watch the NCAA tournament, we will be at the MGM Casino for the first rounds, March 21st and 22nd. This is not a paid advertisement by MGM, but it could be. Send us an email and hit us up. And let's not do this podcast. Look at that. That's a professional read right there, sir.
There you go.
I'll send my check to you. All right. So other things going on. NFL, lots of guys getting cut, salary cap. I don't know if the Bills have anyone left on their team. But they cut they got Josh Allen, and they brought back Mitch Trubisky because when I think stability at backup quarterback, I think Mitch Trubisky. But no, they Poyer and White in the secondary. Not that he really did anything because he was injured all year, but I saw that Naheem Hines got cut. I think somebody else walked. We saw Russell Wilson get released by Denver. Any names you guys see get released so far that surprise you?
No,
really. I'm not paying attention.
It's Justin Simmons.
Yeah, Justin Simmons cut.
He had a big He had a big number, so I mean, it's not that surprising, but I mean, that's somebody that the Commanders could go after.
The lots of scuttlebutts right now. Speaking of Commanders, about the former Commanders quarterback Cousins, and it looks like the line continues to move betting wise. I think I saw minus 284 or minus 248, whatever it was the other day, on Kirk Cousins possibly taking his talents to Atlanta to be the Falcons quarterback. Has he taken the Kirko thing like too far? Like he's got chains and stuff now. Does he think he's going to like roll up with Ludacris to like Mercedes-Benz Stadium? Is this a bit?
Maybe he will.
No, as goofy as he is, I think he's pretty self-aware. So that line you were talking about, that's if he doesn't go back to the Vikings, right?
That was on his next team, actually. And so I think the odds were actually better on him going to Atlanta. Everything I'm reading and seeing lots of reports, I know Mike Florio had something out the other day. Everything in the tea leaves looks like Atlanta is the favorite in the clubhouse right now. And it seemed like a week ago it was Justin Fields. We also saw the video where his agent put out, and he was going crazy, jumping up and down in the living room. Fields was, and it looked like he mouthed the words, "I'm going home," which obviously he's from Georgia. So who knows? He could have just bought a timeshare. I don't know. Maybe he's going to go get his picture put up on Stone Mountain. You know, I don't know. But Kirk Cousins possibly going to Atlanta, and then today, apparently a lot of the scuttlebutt out of Pittsburgh, where one Russell Wilson has intrigued the Steelers, and they're going to kick the tires on Russ. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I think Kirk's going to go ahead, Chris. No, is Chris frozen?
Yep.
Go ahead, Chris.
There was.
Go ahead, Chris.
Look at him. Hey, fucko, talk. All right, he's dead.
All right, while he's getting himself situated, I think Kirk's going to end up back with Minnesota. I think all of this, if we know anything about Kirk Cousins and his team or whatever, he knows how to get himself more money than what he's worth. And I think this is what's going on here. He's flirting with the Falcons. Falcons are going to offer him some money, and then all of a sudden the Vikings are going to come back and give him what he wants. And I think he'll be with the Vikings. I think Fields ultimately will end up in Atlanta. And you mentioned Russell Wilson. I think the Steelers make a lot of sense if those other two dominoes fall.
Really does. Him in Pittsburgh. I mean, I feel like Mike Tomlin's, a no-nonsense guy, but at the same time, he's a player's coach too. The guys do like him. Guys do play hard for him. I'd be interested to see that dynamic. Obviously, Russell is he's going to have to run more. I think that was one of the biggest things with him in Denver last year. He didn't want to move his feet as much. And not like designed runs, but when the play broke down in Seattle, he had an ability to extend the play, find the receiver, make a play. You didn't see that as much in Denver. And there were so many things that were wrong in Denver over the last couple of years. I mean, hell, look at this fuck over here with the sunglasses. He might have been calling plays for Denver over the last couple of seasons. I mean, so I don't know if it's fair to say that Russell's washed or it was just a terrible situation in Denver, but you're going to need to see some more Russell Wilson of old if he goes to Pittsburgh and to be successful. Because they have pieces there. That's a team that can win. That defense is good. And they have some targets in the receiving game. They can run the ball. They do need to upgrade the offensive line, but I wouldn't hate that. I mean, I think if I'm Russell, that's a place I'm definitely looking at. It's Pittsburgh.
Yeah. He's a guy, like, I've clowned him before, but I wouldn't mind if we ended up with him for a year or two and traded back and got one of the later quarterbacks.
We being Washington.
Yes, we be in Washington.
Have they changed?
For now.
Okay. Yeah,
I do think we're going to change again, but real quick, Hi, Mom.
Ooh,
Hi, Carla.
ooh,
Love
look at
ya.
that. You're on the big screen, Scotty. That's a
They
it's
see our ugly faces in 70 inches.
it's face that only a mother can love. It's on the big screen, so mother can love it. Look at that. And I feel bad insulting you now in front of your mother. I mean,
So, are you
Nah,
done with
it's
Howell,
fine.
Scotty?
What?
Are you done with Howell?
I'm not, but it sounds like we are. Sounds like the team is. If they wanted to go with him another year, I mean, I wouldn't be completely mad at it. I don't
Would
like
you-
how he went downhill at the end of the season. That's very concerning, but I mean, he's got some potential. I mean, it's possible he could turn into something.
If he sat behind Russ for 2 years and we just went ahead and just kept Howell and addressed other needs, would you be okay with not drafting a quarterback?
Maybe. I don't know. You probably laughed at me this. I really like Spencer Rattler. I don't know where he's projected to go, but I just think he's
fifth
a
round. He's terrible.
what?
He's terrible.
I don't know.
He's projected like 4th or 5th round.
Listen,
Perfect.
I've watched a lot of Gamecock football over the last couple of years. Spurs up. But yeah, Spencer Rattler is not anyone's answer at quarterback anywhere. Now, maybe if you're in the UFL, I could see him being a great UFLR. You know,
When's the last time South Carolina's had a good quarterback? Exactly.
yeah.
So how do you know? Maybe it's just the team.
Nah, he started at Oklahoma.
Hey, was it Oklahoma?
Yeah, he was bad there. I'll give you that, but I don't know.
And by the way,
He's a dart thrower that's worth the risk, I think.
remember he was the presumptive Heisman favorite a couple years ago. Got benched, I believe it was against Texas, and that's where we saw Caleb Williams come in, and it was all said and done.
The same route as Sam Howell, pretty much.
Yeah, it's worked out so well for him. But which, by the way, maybe it's the curse of being a Carolina quarterback. But I just look at Drake May and see Sam Howell. I think they're the same guy. I would not hitch my
Howell's
wagon
smaller.
on the franchise, but just like their game, their mentality, I just don't see it. I don't know.
Yeah, it makes me real nervous. I feel like that's going to ultimately be our quarterback is Drake May, and people smarter than me are making the decisions. But yeah, I'm definitely not going to be super optimistic about him.
Well, you could have Daniel Jones maybe because apparently the Giants are done with him while we talk about overrated ACC quarterbacks. By the way, how bad does that contract extension look now? You know,
I don't know. Everybody knew that this was going to happen.
Yeah,
and they still gave him all that money.
Yeah. Well, transition.
You know why? It's
What's
because he had that first good preseason game, and that's how we judge quarterbacks. How their first. It don't matter what game it is. It can be preseason. If they have one good game, either their first preseason or regular season game, you gotta roll with them. You gotta give them a shot. See it all the time.
Someone that's not getting a shot yet is Arch Manning at Texas. He's still going to be the backup there going into the season. Why is he in the news? Why are we talking about him? The NCAA football video game, the franchise is coming back. College, I think it's called College Football 25. It's going to be coming out this year. The first time in 10 years, the game's going to be out. And I think they said over 10,000 players have opted into the game. We talked about this a little bit last week. They're getting $600. Now, certain guys are going to get more money to, kind of be a spokesman and market the game, and they're getting a copy of the game. Apparently, Arch Manning has decided that he's not going to opt into the game until he's a starter. He wants to focus on football, which is the stupidest fucking thing I've ever heard in my life. No one told him to get to play the game. You literally just have to sign your name on a piece of paper. Hey, dummy, here's $600, and you're in a video game.
He's going to be the cover athlete next year. Who gives a fuck?
Is he? Can you be a cover athlete if you don't play all year?
Yeah.
If he was really focused on football, this is the actions of a man that's not focused on football. If you were focused on football, you would just opt in or opt out and shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
but now he's telling everybody, I want to focus on football. No, you're not. This is not why you're not opted in. You're not opted in because you want them to give you more money.
A bigger distraction by not opting in. Just sign the paper and go on and go for it. And you're right. Next year, if let's say there's an injury or a benching, whatever, you get an opportunity to be the guy. You spin the rock this year. You lead the Longhorns to the 12-team playoff. Okay, great. You can be the cover guy next year. If you're the starting quarterback at a playoff-bound Texas team, you're going to make your money. NIL, obviously, also he doesn't need the money. His last name's Manning, but you're going to make your money. You're going to be on the video game. You're going to be good. You're going to be set. Just sign the paper. It's $600. Get the game. Give it to your cousin. I don't know. Give it to Goodwill. It's a free game. It's $600.
But they probably told him what his rating would be, and he was not happy about it. You think it's an ego thing?
Ooh, that's an interesting point. Now, I don't know if that game's going to self-update like Madden during the season where they have updates. It would be too big of a file to do. But let's say he gets elevated to the starter. They would bump it up. They play well. They would bump it up.
But yours is still there.
What's up?
He's not starting. Yours is going to be the starter. He's not going to play.
But yours could get hurt. Maybe yours is ineffective and gets benched. You never know. We're months away from the season starting. There's a lot of stuff that can happen.
But they're still going to have a backup quarterback with whatever name, and he's going to have a rating, and that's going to be him.
It's going to be Arch Manning. Is going to be like Smart
Tanning.
Yeah, it's Smart Tanning or whatever.
And then you can just change his name. Yeah, I don't know.
What was it, John Dowd in the old MLB baseball games back in the day when they had Barry Bonds?
Yeah,
25, the Giants. John Dowd. It's like, oh my God, this guy's Jesus. He's hitting the ball into the atmosphere. Yeah.
But what do you think his rating would be? They'd probably put him like 70. I would be offended if I was a man.
I'd say like 75.
70. I was thinking 78, 77, something like that.
Because of demanding, they'll lift
you
it.
just don't know.
But I think it's just silly him saying the whole focusing on football. It's like the people on Facebook that always post, I'm moving in silence. It's like, no, the fuck you're not. Like, it's silly. I now hope that they bring somebody in next year and he's still the backup and he has to transfer to like Texas Tech or something.
While we're slandering people on Facebook, my favorite is, as you mentioned, the people say I'm moving in silence, or the multi-level multi-level marketing people, whatever, like getting my chickens right, getting my money right, building my business. And it's like you're CEO of XYZ Consulting, and like it's literally you and one person, and you're grossing like $3.18 a month. That's a boomer business there, buddy. This podcast makes more money.
Don't hate the hustle.
Is it a hustle when you literally are moving in place? You're like on the treadmill. You're running really fast but not getting far.
I've been there. Not with MLM, but I've been there. Try to do things on my own. It doesn't work sometimes. Do what you can.
Yeah, do what you can what you do. All right. Well, I know you guys aren't soccer fans, but before we get into the other stuff, I wanted to get to this story here. Have either of you guys ever heard of Real Sociedad or Paris Saint-Germain?
Yes.
Okay. Well, they were playing in the UEFA Champions League earlier this week. And you guys know in Europe, the fans like to have a little Donnybrook, little fight every now and then. If you were going to be involved in a soccer fight, Scotty, I'll start with you. What would you bring? You can bring one weapon to a soccer fight. What would you bring?
A soccer fight? So just
if you're
like in the stands
with another group of fans, like hooligans, you're going to fight. You're going to bring a weapon. What do you bring?
A knife? I don't know.
Okay, so murder charge for Scotty.
I don't understand the question.
What weapon are you bringing to a soccer fight?
First of all, I'm not fighting over soccer. That's fucking stupid.
That's why I'm bringing a knife.
If there's a giant gang brawl about to break out, I'm going the other way.
If you have to be involved,
I don't have to be involved. I have free will.
Okay, well,
if I have to, I'm bringing a knife, and I say I'm not fighting.
Running the other way.
Fight me, I'm stabbing you.
Call me a bitch all you want. I'm running the other fucking way.
Well, you all are smarter than the Real Sociedad fans and the Paris Saint-Germain fans, because they brought to their fights. The cops confiscated and stopped this fight from happening beforehand. But there were screwdrivers, golf clubs, and a pickaxe. Who the fuck? Like, how do you walk down the street with like a 7-iron and you're going to fight someone? There were around 50 fans from Sociedad, around 100 from PSG that's been identified. It was 15 golf clubs, a metal bar, 3 ice axes. I love that it was 4 mouth guards. So 4 people were concerned about taking one to the old mouth there. But the ice axes, pickaxe, same thing there. It's like Anchorman. You guys seen Anchorman, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Remember the bricks had the guy in the heart with a trident. Like, how do you leave the house? Some French guy, hey, honey, I'm going to the soccer match over in Spain. I'm taking this bus trip with my other PSG fan buddies. Oh, yeah, I'm taking a 7-iron with me. Oh, are you going to Top Golf, honey? No, I'm going to crack some Spaniard across the head with a fucking 7-iron.
I think more people will leave the house with weapons than you probably know.
This is true, but I'm thinking.
Also, are you sure you're saying Sociodad right?
I don't know. That might be racist.
So, do you think any of them dressed up like Casey Jones from the Ninja Turtles with the hockey mask and just the whole backpack full of shit?
That's a deep cut. I had to be like, who the fuck is Casey Jones?
I knew who he was talking about.
Ooh, I was thinking like that Great Dead song, Casey Jones. That's a deep pull.
Have they gotten the Ninja Turtles over there yet?
It's Western Europe. It's not like Romania. Like they have electricity. They have the internet.
They had more than you last week.
Oh, well played, sir. Well played. I have to get my pickaxe to tunnel my way out of here. All right. Well, speaking of tunneling, let's see our pick for this week. Last week, our parlay did not hit. If I remember correctly, I think I had the only leg.
No, I had the only losing leg.
Yeah.
Both of you guys hit, and I think y'all had plus odds, and I had minus odds. I lost on the UFC main event. I had it in the first round, and Gaziv had Rosenstruck hurt, and then he does what so many UFC guys do when they have people hurt. They just lay on them for the rest of the round. But yeah.
It's also how Chris has
I digress.
It's like 13 seconds of action, they just lays there. It's like a disabled walrus. That also could be a good show title tonight. Disabled Walrus. Well, all right. Our picks for this week here, as I pull up my hastily made, very bad graphic. We got these on DraftKings this week, plus 1357. Or let's not do this parlay.
We know who the first pick is. Because what the fuck is that?
Well, it's opening week of round 1 of the AFL, the Australian Football League. Friday night, I believe it's 11:30 Eastern Standard Time. Big matchup. Gold Coast Suns hosting the Richmond Tigers. Damian Hardwick, new head coach at Gold Coast, won 3 flags in 4 years with Richmond. He's now facing his old team in his first match for his new team. Richmond without Dustin Martin and Tom Lynch and their captain as well. Tigers didn't have a good preseason. Gold Coast is going to roll. I like the Suns minus 12.5 over Richmond. I'm telling you, Aussie rules football, a lot of fun. That's going to hit first leg of our parlay. You can put your rent on it this month. That's my lock week right there.
Don't do that.
That's my lock.
Don't do that. Also, Scotty, don't you love how his Australian accent goes in and out while he's doing that whole spiel?
Yeah, I was trying to figure out why he said Tiger.
Tigers.
Is that how it's spelled?
Bobby, all right. Next up was UFC 299 Saturday night.
Yeah, I'll go next since that's the order you have on the screen here. I know Chris does not agree with this pick because he changed his pick because you can't have a parlay with 2 winners in the same matchup. But I'm going Jack Della Maddalena, and I may or may not be saying that completely correct. He is facing Gilbert Burns. So Madalena, he's up and comer. Obviously, I'm sure Chris, you're probably not sold on him. I'm not really sold on him too much either, but I'm more fading Gilbert Burns here.
It's
I'm
got
looking at
minus 3.5. How the fuck do you have a minus in MMA?
all right. So yeah, Madalena minus 3.5. So DraftKings is the only one that I've seen do this. So basically, the point spread only comes into effect if the fight goes to the decision, and then you're just going by the judges' points. So basically, if it goes to a decision, obviously, if either one finishes, then they win the point spread. Point spread doesn't matter. But if it goes to a decision, it goes to the scorecards. So if it was all 29-28s, then Madalena will be up by 3, and I'm going to lose the bet. So if it goes to a decision, I need a unanimous decision and one judge, at least one, to score it 30-27.
Okay.
Yeah, so 3-round fights is usually 3.5, and 5-round is 4.5.
Gotcha.
That is complicated as hell. And on DraftKings, I believe that was at minus 110. I didn't have room to get the odds in there. That's a lot.
Well, a couple days ago, Madalena was like minus 125, so I was just going to take his money line, but it's moving. I think he was like minus 170 now, money line. So the money's definitely coming in on him. But yeah, like I said, this is more just fading Gilbert Burns. He is like 126 years old now. And if you look at his wins recently, I'm just going to look at his wins. His last win was last April against Jorge Masvidal. Washed up. Before that, Neil Magny. He was never great. He's a very good fighter, but I mean, he was up there in age. Before that, Stephen Thompson in 2021, who's old as shit. Tyron Woodley in 2020. Before that, old as shit. Damian Maia. Before that, old as shit. So his last win against somebody in their prime was in 2019, and that was Gunnar Nelson. Like I said, I'm not sold really on Madalena either, but he's a very well-rounded fighter, so it's not like Burns is going to be able to dominate him anywhere. And I just think the youth, if it goes to decision, I think Burns might fade in the end. I do think Madalena might get him out of there, but if not, I just see him being a little bit quicker, and I think the youth is going to prevail.
All right.
So you said if there's a stoppage, you automatically get the points win?
Yeah, the point spread doesn't come into effect if it doesn't go to the scorecards. Yeah.
All right. Don't hate it.
Not bad. You taught me something new there, Scotty. Story time with Scotty there. Presented by no one. If you want to sponsor that, send us the email. But I did like that. I learned something new. And Christopher, the leg of this fight that's going to screw everything up.
Probably.
It's going to fuck everything up. Go ahead and tell us what you got here.
So I'm going with Dustin Poirier to score the win over Benoit Saint Denis, and I believe it's going to go over 2.5 rounds. So basically, is this a co-main or is it just a regular 3-rounder? I didn't even pay attention.
Co-main, yeah, it's co-main. It's a 5-rounder.
Okay, yeah. So the odds were better at 3.5, but Saint Denis is an up and coming guy. Poirier's coming off a loss. He's never lost 2 in a row. I think Poirier is going to fight a lot smarter than he did against Gaethje, where he got fucking starched. So I think Poirier's probably going to use a lot more wrestling, probably takes him down, grinds him out a little bit in the 3rd round or the 4th round, gets a submission. So over 2.5 rounds, I think that's the safest bet. Dustin Poirier is getting a dub somewhere along the lines. If not, he'll decision him, and he's going to get back on the winning track because he is the gatekeeper of all gatekeepers, and he's just going to keep ruining prospects' lives.
Well, there we go.
Yeah,
and
I like that.
wherever he is, if he has an internet connection in the Czech Republic, Ryan's very happy with your pick, considering his man crush on one Dustin Poirier. And hopefully for Ryan's sake and your wallet and our wallet as well with the podcast, that he takes him to the deep water, as Ryan.
Speaking Speaking of Ryan, UFC man crushes, his other one is Cheeto Vera. He's in the main event.
Is it? I thought it was Gilbert Burns.
No, Gilbert Burns
He's
is
got a lot
like.
of man crushes.
So this card is crazy stacked. The Curtis, is it Chris Curtis, is fighting Thomas Almeida. That's
Curtis
in the
Blades.
prelims.
Yeah,
Huh?
it's Curtis Blades.
Insane. Right. Yeah, Chris Curtis. Well, where did I get that from? But real quick,
Looks like a bad game.
O'Malley. Who's winning the main event? O'Malley, Cheeto Vera.
O'Malley by KO, 3rd round.
Ooh, there we go. Should
He's
have
never
added.
been. I'm thinking maybe round 5 or a decision. But yeah, I go to O'Malley too. Cheeto's tough.
Cheeto is tough.
Well, our parlay pays $13.57. $100 net on that, ladies and gentlemen, would pay you $1,357, and you can also make a donation, a portion of your winnings, directly to us, so we can buy beer for this podcast and pay Chris to not show up. All right, before we go to other stuff, I did not send this over to you guys. I actually saw this right before we went on air. A friend shared this from a Ohio station, WSEO. I don't know if it's radio or TV or what, but I think it was Ohio. It might be Indiana. Either way, this is the same fucking state. Anyway, apparently there's collegiate dodgeball, and the top 25 of collegiate dodgeball. This is obviously a club sport, but look at that right there, number 14. The Virginia Cavaliers are ranked in collegiate dodgeball. So you got that, Chris.
Let's go.
Yeah,
we got Virginia's got everything except for football right now. It's fine.
And basketball.
Women's basketball's on the upward swing. Probably going to miss the tournament, but they're rolling right now.
They definitely are, especially after losing to Wake Forest in the first round of the women's tournament the other day.
Did that happen?
JMU.
Yeah. But by the way, the state of Ohio is a dodgeball powerhouse. I mean, what else do you got to do there? Number 1, Ohio State. Number 2, Cincinnati. And what is it? Number 5, Ohio. And let's not forget James Madison. I mean, they just get drunk at each other anyway. Number 16 in the country in collegiate dodgeball. There we go. Chris, could you have played collegiate dodgeball?
No.
Scott, you were picked last in dodgeball, right?
No.
I was
I was skinny and quick.
Me and Scotty were athletes, man.
I was you're looking at the collegiately recruited person on this podcast, okay?
Yeah, because we didn't play soccer.
There was many beers.
You could have played D3 soccer.
That's quite good, sir. All right, speaking of good, something that wasn't good. I sent this story over late this afternoon. Hat tip to my buddy Christian sending this over to me. Charlottesville, Virginia, the lovely town of Charlottesville, Virginia. They're always in the news for something bad. It's usually something really serious, like a murder or Nazis walking around. This time, you know what? Before I bring it up, actually, I'm going to let the headline tell itself if I can figure out how to share this here. I have too many share screens. Chris, were you in Charlottesville recently?
I have not been in Charlottesville since the last time we were in Charlottesville. No, that's not true. I did take Lucas there when he got in town one time.
Okay, so this was not you.
This is not me. Jesus.
Masturbating man interrupts forum on Charlottesville jail renovation.
Well, it could have been.
Chris. It could have. Now, albeit this guy may not have been in Charlottesville proper. Apparently, It was on Zoom Thursday evening. They were having a Zoom call to talk about renovating the jail. What renovations do you make to a jail? I'm of the Sheriff Joe Arpaio School of Jail, so you don't want me on that call there. But apparently, those attending in person, they saw a PowerPoint presentation when they heard some moaning and some noises. And apparently they turned all the cameras off. They turned the presentation off to see the faces of the people. And when they did that, there was a man with dark hair seated in front of his camera, completely naked and masturbating. Yeah. What does one find arousing? What could he have found arousing during a jail renovation meeting? Does barbed wire turn the guy on?
Maybe it was the former prisoner that was trying to get renovations done for his entire stint. And now it's happening. It's like,
renovation. We need a porno rack in here. That's what we need.
man, how bad off are you if like I mean you have to know that the call is coming up or whatever. Let me pull one out real quick.
What was that Jeffrey Tubin guy from CNN? Didn't he get caught like cranking at sailfish somewhere? You know, like if you're going to do that, which you're a horrible person, you should never do it. Don't you turn your camera off? Don't you mute yourself? Don't you put one of those privacy blocker things? Like boom, camera's covered up. You're just going to sit there and crank it on a jail renovation? He wasn't watching a Girls Gone Wild DVD. He was looking at a jail renovation meeting.
Maybe he gets off, no pun intended. Maybe he gets off on this, but usually he has he's muted himself. He probably accidentally unmuted himself.
Chris, which one of your friends was this?
Could have been any of them. Who knows?
I've met some of your friends, and it does sound about right. All right, when we go from men masturbating into meetings to Scotty, you had a story that you sent over about dosing in a band.
Yeah. So how do I share this shit? Here we go.
Careful, don't share yourself cranking at sailfish.
No, I would never save that on my computer. Can you see that?
It's on Chris's computer. Yes. Hardcore band.
I actually listened to a couple of their songs, and they're not hardcore at all. So I don't know why they're called a hardcore band. But yeah, they fired their singer.
What's the name of the band?
Right here. I don't know how to say it. Lavona. Double L's. Lavona. Right here.
Okay. Looks like a.
So yeah, they fired their lead singer for dosing their bassist with estrogen. And the reason why is because he wanted to steal the bass player's fiance. And he thought by doing this that it would make him seem less manly and weaker, and that he would be able to swoon her or whatever. For Diego's, huh?
It's not the worst. It's not the worst idea. You know what I mean? If you're going to steal someone's chick, to literally turn them into a woman themselves, like if she's not of that persuasion, there's no turning back at that point. You know what I mean? Like if you steal someone's girl, they can always get them back from you. But if you literally turn that person into a woman.
Well, I'm glad you think that, because I've been putting estrogen in your beer every time we go out.
Oh,
that's why you're wearing that pink shirt.
Oh, well.
And that's why the size of your tits has gotten immensely larger.
That's just good old-fashioned chicken wings and beer, sir. Chicken wings.
Yeah, so the way he got caught is he got really drunk. It says intoxicated. I'm assuming it's beer. But yeah, and he outed himself. I guess it was a group chat, or he texted somebody and admitted to all of it. And let's see here. Yeah, so he got drunk and he admitted all of it. And so yeah, they kicked him out, obviously. And yeah, he was putting it in his in the guy's pre-workout. I guess he would always have his pre-workout around.
What role did this guy play in the band? Because I feel like this is a bass player move.
No, the bass player was the one getting dosed. It was the lead singer.
Yeah, it was the lead singer.
Well, if you're the lead singer, you're the face of the band. You're the star. You're supposed to get the chicks. This guy must suck.
Yeah, no game.
Also, Scotty, can you please scroll back up on your page, please? Why is there a shirtless man in the upper right quadrant of your ads? Have you been visiting?
Well, it's some Tamu shit, so who knows?
Were you on that Charlottesville jail meeting? Was it you? And it's
I'll
also
never tell.
disturbing that there was a onesie next to that man. I don't know what Tamu is doing over there. But I don't want no part of that.
Well, I don't know. You're the one that wanted to pull back up.
What's the guy's name?
Guy you were with last night? I don't know. Only you know.
No, the Fox Sports guy.
Urban Meyer?
No, the black dude that used to work for ESPN.
There's a few of those. Mike Hill?
No. Fuck. The one that everybody hates. Jason Whitlock.
Okay.
We got Jason Whitlock situation here.
Yeah. The one that everyone
But yeah,
hates. That's well
so
played.
Enjoy
this
it
guy had to
here.
go. The bassist had to go see it. How you say this word here? Endocrinologist.
I'm just enjoying his
Whatever
ads
the
now.
fuck that is.
Yeah.
Endocrinologist.
He was he was having hormonal fluctuations.
Ooh, his stomach ulcers and the weight loss and muscle.
Yeah.
That's just not good. Can you sue someone for that?
That he will not get into.
Yeah. That's
Is he
super
jail
illegal. That guy should go to jail.
Okay, there's got to be jail time for this guy, right?
Yes.
I would imagine, at the very least, a very large lawsuit.
Can you imagine, like, when I've never been to jail, but I imagine when you go in, people are like, oh, what'd you do? Oh, I shot a guy. What'd you do? I robbed a liquor store. What'd you do? White collar fraud. You ever heard of Enron? Oh, what'd you do? I put estrogen in guys' pre-workout because I wanted.
Yeah, you can't. Yeah, you got to make up something.
Yeah, man, I robbed the Kmart, dog. Like, yeah.
I mean, but
Ari feared him.
Yeah, but it's not a drug.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
It's a prescription medication.
Is it? No.
Yeah. When people transition, like Chris, you can take that. And, there's nothing wrong. We are pro whatever you want to be on this podcast. Chris,
correct.
We don't love you, but we respect your life choices.
We love everybody.
Yes, just not you. All right.
Sure.
You mentioned my pink shirt earlier.
Real quick, if there's any singers out there looking for a band, Lorona is accepting applications.
There we
the
go.
national band too.
Ooh, well, that makes things even better. I'm sure you can just find one. You could probably just throw a baseball and hit a singer in national. So
they're like, what are the qualifications? Do not slip estrogen into anybody's drink.
Man, it's hard. We really missed out on the last guy, but no. All right. Well, I'm wearing my pink shirt for a reason today, because I'm hoping that we can put our money together to make a vehicle purchase. This vehicle is in Virginia right now. It is a 1992 Suzuki Sidekick, and this is the most badass looking car that I've ever seen in my entire life. And we need to buy this. This needs to be the Let's Not Do This podcast wagon.
How much?
Let's see if we have a listing on this bad here. It is in
8,
Virginia.
000.
It was 8,000, Scotty?
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa. That's
$8,000. Look, it's got some Jazz Cup details on the side. There's a Facebook marketplace description of this car. I'm going to click on this, and hopefully it doesn't open up my Facebook as I navigate away from this. Let's see. We're still on this. I'm going to go to the Facebook marketplace. I'm going to X this out. Oh, it's not going to. Oh, you know what? It's been sold. They won't let me log into it on Facebook, but it was going for $7,000. Actually, hold on. I can switch over to it now. Not put my email and stuff out here. God damn it. There. Damn it.
Too late.
Go away. Okay. Boom. So it's been sold. It was $7,995. Didn't say where in Virginia.
Look at the miles.
Only 21,000 miles. That's insane.
For a 1992.
Do you know how awesome it would be to deliver food in that thing?
Oh,
Oh, it's in Chantilly.
Chantilly. There we go. So some shithead Northern Virginia 17-year-old probably just got this from their parents, and this thing's going to be a total loss before the month is out. I'm sure. Look at the pink rims.
Bucks. That is the coolest car I've ever seen in my life. I'm not even.
Looks like a big wheel.
It does.
Yeah, it's about the same size.
Yeah.
And if Leon was riding in it, it would go about as fast.
Oh, this thing would scrape the ground if I was riding this bad boy. I would have to Fred Flintstone this fucking car, just cut out the bottom and just go,
I feel like somebody was murdered in this thing. That's why there's only 21,000 on it.
Oh my God, I can just see like someone's going to give this to their like 17-year-old daughter. They're going to graduate college. They're going to go to Radford, and they're going to get a DUI in this vehicle. It's going to be totaled outside of a Waffle House in Radford, Virginia. I can just see it. This car is not going to make one calendar year.
This is the perfect time for this car to be sold too, right after the Barbie movie.
Oh my God. It does need a thorough dusting. I will say that. Look at the inside of this bad boy.
Yeah, every car does. It's fine.
Oh, I love the is that tape? Is that electrical tape?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably for grip.
That's a joke I could make. Not going to. I love the steering wheel here. Everything about this car is badass, and I wish that we had discovered it previously.
It would have been a great let's not do this car.
Yeah,
I love the fact that it doesn't even hit 100 miles an hour on the speedometer.
And you get a half a tank of gas. This thing.
Wow.
Go with God.
Why didn't we find that sooner?
I didn't see it until yesterday, and I was waiting for the show. I figured this thing was going to be around here, but too late there. So, adios, 1992 Suzuki Sidekick. We hardly knew ye.
So we just got to keep an eye out for any others, because we can probably get it for like $2,000. After we make a bunch of money next weekend or in a couple weekends, then we can just get a car. We can put the logo on the side.
We can do like a mobile broadcast. We can just literally drive around and broadcast this show. Now, albeit I will say that vehicle ain't going to fit all three of us in there.
No.
So, Chris, we're going to get a little red wagon, those little like flyers. You know what I'm talking about? We're going to connect it to the tow hitch. I don't even know that thing has a tow hitch in the back, but we're going to pull you along. That way, you can just smoke and smoke and smoke.
Yes.
Going 66 as we bring that thing back from the mountain.
Love it.
Yeah, at least we won't have any problems with that at all. I'm sure. And Scotty, you'll get the ticket. I'll pay for it. It'll be all right. All right.
Yeah, sure.
One more thing I wanted to get to here. You guys ever been to Vegas?
We've never been on a plane.
Maybe you drove. I don't
Are we just doing one more story?
Yeah, well, I wanted to get to this one. We can do another one after this.
I really want to get to the high school fundraising fiasco.
Oh, yeah. Yes, okay. We will get to that. Thank you for reminding me. There's a man in Las Vegas at the Venetian Hotel, which I've never been to Vegas, but I hear that's a decent hotel, right? Like we've heard of it, so it must be decent, right?
I've heard of it, so yeah, it must be.
That makes it decent.
Well, he was a California man staying in the Las Vegas Strip. Apparently, this happened back around Christmas. It was on December 26th. His family checked out a day later on December 27th, and the hotel comped his room. Why did they comp his room? Because Michael Farchi, no, not Fauci, Farchi was bitten on the testicle by a scorpion in his hotel room.
Bitten or stung?
I was going to say, they bite?
Listen, a scorpion was on this man's nuts. Whether it bit or whether it stung, a scorpion was on his man's nuts and he was injured. And this is a picture of said scorpion here on his boxers. Now, there we go.
Why is it on his boxers? Could they not get it off of his junk?
I'm guessing he probably smashed it up or something. Or I don't know. If a scorpion bites you in the nuts, Well, are you keeping the boxers on?
Now, I'm probably just gonna kill myself, to be honest.
Are scorpions poisonous?
Yes.
Yeah, the thing is, yeah.
Oh my god! That's got to be the most painful. I would rather get stung in the eye by a scorpion than get stung in the nuts. Thankfully for this
Yeah.
guy, he had some. He had boxers on. At least it seems like. Imagine if he was just free balling it. He's going to need more than that Pepto Bismol ad that's at the bottom of the screen there.
Was it just the sack, or did he actually get to the actual testicle?
From what I've read, let's scroll down here.
There's a difference.
He was bitten by a scorpion on the groin / testicles around 8 a.m. He told the staff he was in a lot of pain. No shit. And the scorpion was in bed when he was sleeping. He was diagnosed with a scorpion sting at an area hospital following the incident. And I guess they have a picture of his medical papers. I guess that's not a HIPAA violation there for his hospital stuff. But yeah, scorpion biting you on the nuts. Yeah. And I love he's got an attorney. Brian Varang said the scorpion sting has been a source of trauma for his client. Yo, my man is about to get broken off.
Sure.
He is about to make some money.
Yeah. That very unfortunate.
Can you imagine going to Vegas?
This is lawyer
Going to Vegas and losing all your money. Wait, what is that picture?
This is Michael.
All right, I don't believe it. I don't believe the story now. I don't believe it.
Yeah, it's a scam.
Look at his lawyer.
They look straight out of fucking Better Call Saul. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
This guy went to law school. The lawyer did at the same place as Danny Dimes' agent, man. Like, look at this.
I was about to say.
Danny Dimes. I mean, you know what I'm talking about. The Italian dude, the Giants. Yeah,
DeVito. Tommy DeVito.
Danny Dimes is Daniel Jones. Jesus Christ. Yeah.
They put all their money on red and they lost it, and so they had to figure a way to get their money back. That's all this is.
Correct.
So, do you think he smuggled the scorpion into his own room to bite him on the nuts?
Absolutely, yes.
I think the hospital's on the take too. It's a fake medical report.
Look at these guys. Where are they at?
I'm assuming this is
Are they in?
Looks like jail because they're
It does look like jail.
Maybe this is the PR room at the hospital. You know, maybe they don't have a big press room there. You know.
I can also say the guy in the hat
investigated for fraud and interrogated right now.
Yeah.
These guys are the kind of guys that show up at your house and break your legs when you don't pay off your bet after the Giants lose by 7. You know, like that's what it looks like. And
that's probably not even his real name. He thought he was saying Fauci because he's trying to get some pull.
I'm gonna go ahead and boo you. I don't have a boo sound effect loaded in here, but I'm gonna go ahead and boo you for that one.
Oh. I'll play one of these random. Let's see what it sounds like.
What the fuck is that? All right. All right. So, Scott, you had a story you wanted to get to. There was some toe sucking going on, and Chris, I know you're into this. I know you're really into toe sucking. So try to contain yourself. These are minors that were involved in this toe sucking. So this is not good.
His face, his fake shocked face.
Yeah. Scott, I'll let you go ahead and walk through this one here.
So you're gonna let me do this one? All right. Let me go ahead and share my screen again. Wait, haven't I been sharing my shit the whole time?
No, it was me sharing the other one earlier there.
Okay. All right. Let's see here. So this was a high school in Oklahoma. Can you guys see this?
Yeah, which tells you enough right there. Oklahoma. Just say.
All right. So Oklahoma high school is in big time trouble. So they were doing I guess like a fundraiser, collecting funds. I don't know if it says what the fundraiser is for, but So they had all these kids in, it looks like an auditorium, and they were licking peanut butter off of each other's toes for a high school fundraiser. And of course,
Why?
I don't know, maybe they were supporting plantar fasciitis. I mean, hey,
Plantar fasciitis awareness.
we did worse things in high school.
Oh my God. Let me tell you something. This was a field day for dorky guys like Chris. Like, if you're the kind of guy that like could never, like talk to the head cheerleader or something like that, and now, like, 15-year-old Chris is like, oh yeah, Becky, the cheerleader, I'm excited now. I'm gonna go lick peanut butter off her toes and raise money for lupus awareness or wherever the fuck it is. That is
Yes.
how does an adult had to come up?
All right,
An
I want to
adult
try.
talk about this. Someone had to approve it.
That's what so I'm assuming that the staff knew about it because they said they didn't. They said the students volunteered for it. That was their response to it, and they weren't involved, I guess, in the actual toe sucking. But they obviously knew about it. But I want to play the video real quick.
He is devouring them.
Child.
Oh,
All right, I gotta cut it short because I feel like
Yeah.
I swear to God, if Gavin ever does some shit like that, I'm gonna be very upset.
What if he comes to you with a permission slip and says, Papa, I have a permission slip to raise money for lupus awareness, but I'm going to lick peanut butter off some chick's toes.
Fuck no.
say here's their statement. Deer Creek High, that's the name of the high school. They're not copying to any wrongdoing. In a statement, they said all the students volunteered to do this. No faculty or staff members were involved in the particular game. They're calling it a game, okay. And they also pointed out that they raised more than $150,000 for a local charity. They don't say what the charity is, which is also kind of weird.
Where did these kids get $150K from? Like, did Oklahoma toss some NIL bucks their way?
They're probably charging for the toe sucking.
We could take this nationwide. I mean, like, we could, for adults and stuff like this. Imagine if you went to, like, I don't know, an anime convention. Like, where's a bunch of loser dudes?
Oh, they would, yeah, for sure.
And you
Probably
brought 2
probably
points.
gonna be a bunch of loser dudes at the MGM when we go up.
Okay. We go find 2 strippers and we bring them to an anime convention or the casino or whatever, and we say, "Listen, ladies, this ain't good, but you're gonna make a lot of money. We're gonna make this cut 70-30, and 70's going to Leon, 30 going to you. I'll give Chris and Scotty a couple bucks here and there, gas money. But these guys are gonna lick peanut butter off your toes.
Why would they cut you in at all?
Because I'm the brains of the operation.
You just gave out the idea.
I'm the Don King of peanut butter toe competitions.
In the era of OnlyFans, I think you missed the boat by about 20 years.
You know,
Hey, man, we got an Airbnb. We can do whatever the fuck we want. We're in a residential neighborhood.
Yeah.
Let's
Just
do
set,
this.
just set up a webcam. Just have strippers licking peanut butter. So $3.99 pay-per-view, $3.99 per minute.
Hey, man, like I said, we all did worse stuff in high school. This is one of the faculty. That's insane that they allowed this.
Yeah.
Absolutely crazy.
Chris, you're a parent. What would you do?
I would be furious. I would sue the fuck out of that school.
But the children willingly did it though.
They don't know any better. They're children.
I don't know. It's high school.
They're
I feel like
too fucking stupid to say no to that.
This is why we have like the warning labels on like Tide Pods and stuff. Because of like this generation. is why we have it. Chris, your son is why we have the warning label on Tide Pods.
Just imagine what the worst foot there tasted like.
Ooh. Ooh.
I hope it was first period. And it probably wasn't because they don't do that shit early in the day. It was probably like after gym class.
After gym class.
Yeah.
That's like, I don't know what schools y'all went to, how many periods y'all had. We had 4 blocks, so we had 4 classes a day. Can you imagine like 4th block right before? That's where all the stuff was, like the second half of 4th block. Right before you go home, you've been walking around, you've been going to gym class, you had cheerleading practice, theater, whatever it is. Imagine the kid that like doesn't wear socks with their shoes too, you know? Like, there's always one of those kids.
Nah. I mean, I don't know if that makes it better or worse.
Oh, at least I want a socked foot. At least the sock is there to absorb some stuff, you know? I don't want a raw dog a foot, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean,
I don't want to talk about this anymore. Let's not do this.
Let's put one foot in front of the other and get out of here.
And on that unfortunate note, I'm going to bump us out of here with some other
Rex Ryan approved of that fundraiser.
Yeah. All right.
We got new music? Weird.
I found it.
Subscribe to the YouTube.
Yes.
YouTube.
We keep forgetting to say that at the beginning.
Yes, YouTube. We are live on Rumble as well. We got a great response last week on Rumble. So don't forget that either. I'm going to put that in there for next week. Yeah, YouTube, Rumble,
Facebook.
Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff. Be a friend. Tell a friend. Like, subscribe, share. Help us out. We need to get Chris more Domino's pizza.
And peanut butter.
There's toast. Go down. There.
Peace.